Hello YouTube, Jason from Renegade Rants Comics here with a quick video. So I received a package in the mail from Steve Driscoll, or Comics with Stevie D, and he was sending me some Punisher books. So I've been trying to get a short box together of any of the duplicate Punishers I've got, because I live by Fort Drum, New York, and I want to try to set something up for the veterans where either when they're waiting in the waiting area or something like that, that they can actually, you know, pick a couple issues, read, you know, take it home, maybe get some back into comics kind of thing. So he sent me a box, so let's see what he sent. So the first thing that I've got is a nice little note from him. Hey Jason, here are some books to pass out to the veterans and add to your PC, Steve Driscoll, aka Stevie D. And then if you look right there, he drew a nice little trumpet. I know he usually does a little bit of artwork when he sends stuff out, and I don't know if he knows this, but I actually played the trumpet for a little bit in middle school. So here's the package. Let's see what we got. It's a fairly good stack of books here. Alright. So we have the Punisher War Journal number 11. We have the Punisher War Journal number 9. We have the Punisher 2099 number 5. And Punisher 2099, I collect them, but I don't have a lot of them because it was very weird. Like, this is a cop that found like castles, like one of Castle's safe houses, and he kind of picks up the mantle in the future, you know, because everything's still gone to hell. So I mean, I pick them up if I see them, but it's not anything that I'm overly, you know, collector read. We have Annual Part 2, the Von Strucker Gambit with the Punisher, and then we've got Daredevil and Cap on that one. We have the Punisher Evolutionary War, another annual. I think that was number 1. I actually got a couple of these. Punisher Giant Size number 50. So this was the 50th issue. Always like the cover on that. We've got Punisher War Journal number 49. The Payback. We have the Punisher number 29. We have Punisher War Journal number 24. Punisher War Journal number 20. And we have the Punisher War Journal number 16. So, in the last video I did, I was talking about, I don't understand what Marvel is doing with the Punisher. Now, I realize that the Punisher is a hot topic. Okay, the Punisher logo alone is one of those that certain groups are taking it, and, you know, Jerry Conway, who created the Punisher, you know, has said, we need to take it back, we need to do something. They don't understand it because there were cops that were putting the logo on their car. You know, there's military units that have adopted it, you know, as kind of a symbol. And it became a thing where they were very, I don't even know, just against it. Now, at one point, there was the Punisher Armory, Punisher War Zone, Punisher War Journal, and a Punisher book. Not to mention the annuals, but they had 4 ongoing titles at one point in the, you know, mid-80s, you know, through the mid-90s. That's a pretty popular character to carry 4 books. And they tried movies, you know. We had the Dolph Lundgren movie in '89. They didn't even put him with the symbol in that movie. You know, oh, well, you know, we're just going to have him. The only thing that Dolph had was he had these biker boots, and he had like stiletto knives in the biker boots that had like a skull on top of them. You know, then there was the Thomas Jane movie. And I like the Thomas Jane movie. I did not understand why they changed the backstory of how he became the Punisher. Like, he's in the Caribbean with his parents, and his parents and his, child and wife get mowed down. I don't know why we couldn't just keep the original origin story that we all knew. But I really like Thomas Jane, and if you get a chance on YouTube, because when I ran into Brandon and Chris Parker down at Collectors Con when we were having lunch, we were actually talking about it. Like, there is a YouTube short movie or short video that Thomas Jane and Ron Perlman did called Dirty Laundry. If you are a Punisher fan, stop watching my video right now. Make sure you like and subscribe. And go over and search that Dirty Laundry and watch that. It is probably one of the best homemade Punisher movies by Hollywood people. I just love that. Then you had Ray Stevenson that was in Punisher Warzone. He nailed the character. Of all of them, he nailed the character. He had just what I would expect a live action Punisher to look like from the comic books, like taking him out of the comic books. The only thing I didn't like about that movie is how they camped up Jigsaw to a almost, 60s Batman TV show level. Like that, I thought brought the movie down because the storyline was really, really good. It was just the way, I did not like the way they did Jigsaw at all. And nothing against Dominic West that played Jigsaw in that. It was, how it was written. But it was just okay. But when John Bernthal basically got the role of Punisher, I was like, oh man, I don't know. Like, I'd seen him in a few things. He's a really talented actor. I wasn't into The Walking Dead, so I don't know anything, backstory about his character in The Walking Dead. But literally, after I watched him in the original Daredevil that was on Netflix, I'm like, this guy gets it. Like, he understands. And yes, they massaged the character, because obviously he's not old enough to have been in Vietnam, and so they changed it to the Gulf War and, Iraq, Afghanistan, that kind of thing. But just what he brought to the character. And even in the, new Daredevil series on Disney Plus, like, he's popular enough that people are talking about the Punisher coming back. He's coming back, what he's bringing, what's going to happen. He had a 2-season run on Netflix. And I actually loved season 2. Season 1 was really, really good. Season 2 is probably my favorite, just the way that they did it. And I'm just excited. Like, I am super, super excited about the fact that I think he is co-writing or writing a Punisher special that's supposed to be on Disney Plus in 2026. So you have a group that's corrupted a symbol that makes you not want to have the character anymore, but there's a love for the character. And I don't know why they just can't go back. Just do 80s stories. There was so much that was in that, Zek run, or even the 90s when Garth Ennis was doing it. Don't do it in modern times. If it's such a hotbed issue, let's go back to, the 80s, Reagan era, kind of thing. Write a few short stories to just keep us, from salivating over any mention of the Punisher that we can get. And if you like the Punisher, comment down below. Why do you like the Punisher? Or do you think it's a character that's overblown that, what are your thoughts on the whole? Are they corrupting the character just to corrupt the character? I'm not saying the Punisher is a role model. I'm not saying that as, that is the way to solve your problems. I'm saying that when a man has a certain set of skills, a la Liam Neeson from Taken, and he has no other choice to take care of business, that is where the story goes, you know? So, I don't know. Like, I'm ranting about it right now, but, like, seriously, it drives me nuts. There's so much they could do with this character. And you can see it in the Daredevil series. They're taking, the tattoos. Spoiler alert. But tattoos, where the, cops are, have the tattoo on them, and they're not necessarily the best cops, or they're dirty cops, or whatever it is. Okay. The way that they're doing it, they're addressing it, but the character is still the character. Like, the character is still a character we're all salivating about. I don't understand Marvel. I really don't. The biggest problem that I have is hypocrisy. So, Marvel is selling the logo. They haven't stopped selling the logo. Like, I used to have a Punisher logo that I had on the back of my SUV. I had a Jeep Cherokee Sport, and I found it somewhere. It was officially licensed from Marvel. It was like a little metal sticker thing. I threw it on the back of it. Partly because it's the only way I could distinguish my white Jeep from every other white Jeep that was in a parking lot. But, I bought it because I'm a Punisher fan. Comic book fan. I had it on my car. Didn't mean anything but from it. I had a Punisher ring that somebody had gotten me. I had that. I still wear that every once in a while. I kind of swapped it out a little bit, but, it's one of those things. It's like, you're selling the logo, you're selling the t-shirts, you're selling the merchandise, but you're upset that people are corrupting the logo that you're making available. And then on top of that, you're going to kill the character. Like, I love Jason Aaron's writing on a lot of the stuff he's done. What he did to kill off Frank Castle or kill the Punisher character in comics, and I actually want to give him a little bit of credit. He could have ended him, and he didn't. He kind of left it in kind of like a vague, maybe he could come back kind of way or whatever, but like, he gave him a send-off that was the strangest send-off for a character that, used to carry 4 titles. And I don't know why Marvel wanted to do that. And then, we're going to create a new Punisher, and if anyone has read that 4-issue bunch of shit that they put out, like, I actually went in and I bought it because I'm a Punisher guy. It's going to be a Punisher 1. Let's see where it was. And it wasn't a super bad story, other than the fact that it's like you're taking the Punisher title and it has nothing to do. Like, he's a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and they think that the Punisher is back because his S.H.I.E.L.D. uniform kind of looks like the Punisher skull and for the chest plate. Okay. So, that lasted long. I just don't understand. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, I'm kind of passionate about this, but I hate it when they take characters and they manipulate the character to fit an agenda. And I don't like that. Because they did not want, that character's symbol to be equated with what it was becoming equated with. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But you don't kill the character. Like, you don't take the fans that supported that character all through the years and do that to the fan. Like, we're salivating. I am salivating over the Punisher being back in Disney Plus. I am absolutely over the moon that Bernthal, who knows the character, is going to have anything to do with writing a special. And I think the special is supposed to be like a, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I don't think they're going to kidnap Kevin Bacon, but you never know. But, like, I just want my character back. Like, I have 3 main characters, and I'm reading a lot of other stuff, and I'm picking up other stuff here and there, and there's other, like, series that I'm following, or, but I just want a good old-fashioned Frank Castle story. And they did come out with one a few months ago. where it was Nick Fury, and they had Nick Fury and him set back during the Vietnam era. Again, that worked. You know, short little series. I think it was 4 or 5 issues. It actually might have been 6. But I got them all, and I was salivating, and it wasn't even the Punisher. Like, you know, the Nam, when they had that going, or, you know, Garth Ennis's Bourne, when they were just telling the stories of him in Vietnam. Put like a 4 or 5 issue series together on that. Like, you know, first days when he got back from Vietnam. You know, what was going on with that? Don't make him a freaking serial killer from 10 years old. That drove me absolutely nuts. Like, yeah, he's got a few screws loose. But it doesn't mean that when he was a kid, he was a serial killer. Or he wanted to kill people. Oh, sorry. Like, I don't know. I am hoping, I am praying that maybe with the Daredevil series coming out, maybe, just maybe, in a year, when we get the Punisher special that they said they're working on, if that comes out, maybe Marvel will pull their head out of their ass and give us something. Give us a short little run again, something with Frank Castle in it that just can scratch the itch. You know, it's like I go back and I've reread the Punisher series at least twice now. And I mean, I had kind of read some of them more than others, but when I completed the original Punisher run, I read that thing and I read that thing and I read that thing. But the way that they had done it is the War Journal and the War Zone kind of, you had to kind of read those so the next issue kind of made sense, and it was almost like a soap opera. Like you miss one issue, you know, from the other series, you're kind of able to follow along, but you kind of are missing a little bit that happened in that issue, and they'd give you little notes on it. So I'm super excited. Stevie D, thank you. There are a couple of those that I definitely need for my collection, and we're whittling it down. If nobody has subscribed or checked out Stevie D's channel, it's Comics with Stevie D. I'll put a link down in the description. I hope everybody has a great week, and we will see you next time.